here we are. We're the last one in chapter 5. It's 5-13. Now, in this one, they want us to count the vowels in a phrase that's been input by the user. Now, we need to account for both uppercase and lowercase. So, we start out, we're going to come up with a string, which is the phrase the user enters. Now, we also have, if you remember back to we talk about in class or in the reading or in other videos, what these square braces mean. That's an array. So I have an array of characters. Index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We account for both uppercase and lowercase vowels. So here's an array of vowels. Got an integer x and an integer y. And we've got a counter. We've initialized at 0. So we ask the user to enter a phrase. It's then read in and stored in our phrase string. And then we're going to have a for loop. And that for loop goes through item by item and character by character, looking at however long that phrase is. So as long as the phrase is whatever was input, all right, so the first character, it will go through and say if string dot equals phrase dot substring x comma 1. Here we go. Here's our vowels and y is our incrementer. All right, so essentially what we're doing, we're going to go through, we've got two loops, nested loops. This inner loop, it goes through and compares each one of these characters in vowels to the character, each character sequentially in that phrase. So the first character in phrase will get compared to each one of these. All right. If it's the same, if this character is a match, if any of these characters are a match to any character in our phrase, then we will increment our counter. So it goes through and compares each character to each one of these characters. Each character in phrase to each one of the characters in that array of characters called vowels. So that's all we're doing, is counting how many matches. Now, we had to do it this way, or did we not have to do it this way? One thing we could have done is we could have converted the whole string to uppercase, and then we would have only had to compare half as many. But here's the catch. We give them that phrase back, so I had to put another placeholder to be able to do it, because I had to keep that phrase in the upper-lower combination they gave it to us. So nesting these for loops can get cumbersome. I said it in the last video. But this part of it allows us to go through character by character in this array. So essentially, we're comparing two arrays, aren't we? A string is an array of characters. A string has, each character has an index in the string. So we are essentially comparing two arrays. And that's taking place in this nested for loop structure. The comparison is our if. And if there is a match, all we're doing is counting. Okay? And then we'll output whatever the count is and the phrase. Okay? Let's test this thing, see how it does. Looks like we're good. Successful output. This is a sample sentence. Output, there are 8 vowels in this is a sample sentence. Okay, so we'll see you in chapter 6 now.